that's my dad. And then you pick off the remaining caps that you couldn't get with the big knife. Then once all the caps are cut off, you put it into the centrifuge and it whisks it around so all the honey is thrown out of the honeycomb. And then the honeycomb will be empty and only the pollen will be left. Bees also eat pollen because it's protein instead of carbohydrates like honey. And the wax caps that were cut off will also have honey on them and you can chew on them like chewing gum.
Swarm. Swarming is a natural behavior that happens around this time of year in which a hive decides it's going to split into two. We can tell it's about to happen because of the swarm cells on the edges of some of the frames, as well as an overabundance in drone cells. We can prevent this from happening by splitting the hive into two ourselves, which we're going to do tomorrow. Today, however, we decided to mark our queen. We did this by catching her in a queen clip and then transferring her into a little tube with a plunger and pushing her gently to the top of the tube and marking her with a non-toxic blue paint pen and then returning her to the hive.
Alabama, Arkansas, I do love my mom and pa, not the way that I do love you.
Well, holy moly, me oh my, you're the apple of my eye, girl, I never loved.
So recently I've been seeing a lot of people make snail houses and I got jealous, so I found this thing in my house and I decided to make one too. First I cleaned it. Wow, fun. It was really dirty. And then I cleaned the inside with this reptile safe wash, but then I rinsed it out with water because I didn't know if it would hurt the snail. And then I finished. Wow, cool. And then there's a bucket of stuff that I found around my house to try to see if I could put in there. And then I put tape along the inside seams so it didn't leak too much. But don't worry, there's still breathing room. And then I put rocks. And then I put dirt in it. I put half coconut substrate and half soil. Wow, spread it and pat it and spread it and pat it. That's not a song that I just made up. Cool. And then I added some soil and a little pot for a little house because he needed a house. Wow, fun, cute. And then I soaked these plants in this moss that I found outside. And then I added a tiny picket fence, and that's adorable, so that's cute. And then I found some dried flowers, so I added them, but I moved them later because I didn't like them. And then I put a roof on the house, but I actually didn't like it, so I moved.
Alabama, Arkansas, I do love my mom and pa, not the way that I do love you.
Well, holy moly, me oh my, you're the apple of my eye, girl, I never loved one like you.
Hey everybody, so I know I sounded super unenthusiastic in my last video, but it is because I had just woke up. I am so sorry. But this next resin craft, I want to try a wild strawberry themed shot glass. I just like that resin can capture like live things and keep them as they would be. I just think that it preserves it so well and it's sick when it does it. So I had to find the smallest strawberries in my backyard so that they would stick in the resin without sticking out or making any bumps or anything like that. And surprisingly, they weren't floating to the top, so that was exciting. So hopefully I'll be able to do this in all one swoop. So I just keep layering the strawberries and pouring in the resin. It seemed to be working pretty well. Once I got to the top, a couple of them stuck out, but I just waited until it hardened a little more and then stuck them back down in there. So I've never tried alcohol ink with these, but I'm going to try it for the base to make that bottom part red. So stay tuned for the end result.
Can't tell you how excited I am to make violet jam today. I went on a lovely walk with my Nona and we collected plenty of violets, so we thought. Right now I'm taking the stems off the violets. I need 2 cups of loose violets for the recipe. This is when I figured out I had a cup and a half. And the sun had set, but I had some light left. Got back to the car right as it was too dark to see, but now we're ready to get back to work. And I ended up with some extra, so maybe I'll dry them or make violet lemonade. I gave the violets a good rinse for bugs, but I'm not afraid of a little extra protein. To the 2 cups of violets, I added 4 cups of boiling water. Now we're making violet tea. See, this is why I wanted to make violet jam. It's just so pretty. This is going into the fridge to steep overnight, but I'm putting this video up at the same time as part 2.
Okay, so nobody asked for this, and this might be the gayest video I've ever made, but I'm making little buttons! I handpicked little ferns and plants, and I'm turning them into little buttons, and I'm so excited, and I'm so excited! They're little buttons! I didn't know you could make buttons, but I'm making buttons! I'm so excited!
Anyone else want to just like move off the grid into a cottage in the middle of the forest where you can bathe in a nearby stream and make your own quilts and grow your own herbs and spices and dance with the fairies? Because same.